Welcome to Two
Two
Worlds
Worlds
Apart.
Apart.
I'm Gemma.
And I'm Kaelyn. And today we're going to be admitting our flaws, which is such a hard thing to do. This is going to be definitely a little bit more personal and for like both our relationship with you guys and also each other. Also, we just want to talk about like why it's hard, but also why this is such like a necessary thing to do. So,
Yep.
I can go first.
Okay, you go first, Kaylin.
Okay.
Be brave.
I think it was really hard for me to think about this, which is like I feel like such a bad thing because yeah, like I definitely do have flaws, but I just couldn't really think of any. But I think one of my like something that I noticed like that I've been noticing that I do a lot is I get really like defensive. Like
Oh.
like and it's like a little thing too, but I think it's like bad. like like sometimes it's like, oh, like when something goes wrong and then I immediately like point it to someone else, and that's such, and I immediately like feel bad about it like after, but like the fact that I do it, I like I think the other day like my friend knocked something over, but like I'm like close enough to her where it could have been my fault too, and like so when it's on like when that happens I'm like, oh, like, and like I immediately like call out their name, and it's like
Kaylin. Just kidding.
like yeah, like if that was me I'd be like, Kaylin, like why would you do that, and then like I'm putting it on them, but that's such a, I kind of hate that I do that, so yeah.
It'd
I
be
don't know
like
how
that.
bad of a flaw that is, but that's definitely one of mine. I'm trying to fix it, like just be more aware of like when that happens to like not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Slay self-awareness.
Yeah. How about you, Gemma?
Oh God.
Number
Okay, I'm gonna
one.
start off. I'm gonna start off easy because
Yeah,
I
that
don't
mine
want. I don't want to
doesn't.
go straight into the deep stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Gotta
think
ease
that
into it.
exactly.
Okay.
I think that one of my fatal flaws, um, is being able to tell people the truth when it might hurt.
Mm. And we've talked
And
about this before, right?
I know we have, so that's why I'm starting off easy because the podcast audience already knows. But yeah, I think that's a flaw that I have, and I think it. I honestly don't know what it stems from. Maybe like fear of disagreeing and whatnot. I know like true friendships, you should be able to tell your friends like what you're thinking and the truth. But sometimes, maybe this is just insecurity in my own personality, but I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it, which is kind of awful, but that is one flaw.
I've actually recently run into a situation where like that happened,
Hmm.
and like it, oh my gosh, it's like I kind of regret what I did, but it's kind of too late.
It always be like that.
Yeah, like that's like a flaw of mine too, not gonna lie.
Hmm.
Like sort of being a people pleaser at that point. Like
Yeah, I'm like, why are all these flaws tied to other flaws? I'm like, don't do this to me.
don't pile on top of each other, cuz
Exactly.
yeah, but like I don't know. I want to be more honest, but then it's just I
It's
sometimes
like
it's
easier to not. And
exactly.
maybe that's like the shortcut.
Exactly. But then but then it feels so bad.
Yeah. And that one's like so complicated because it's like I feel like I'm like so aware of what I'm doing, but I can't stop.
Exactly. Exactly like that. Anyways, we already did an episode on this, so
I know we already did this.
so we
We
won't
already
get too
did
deep
this.
into it, but yeah, I don't know. I,
We'll move.
I'm gonna add that to my list too.
Honestly, yeah. And I mean, I'm kind of interjecting here,
Mm-hmm.
but I was gonna ask you what you think one of my like exterior, superficial flaws are that you're just like, oh, Gemma does this, and it won't hurt my feelings,
I
probably.
probably I have like no idea. Like there's nothing that like pops into my head like immediately. There is okay. there is there is actually something that I noticed does irk me sometimes, but I
Okay, bet.
actually forgot what it is.
Kaelyn, no.
Okay, so now that my brain already has that like thought in my head, hopefully it remembers it. And if I remember it in like the middle of the episode, I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, like it's this."
Well, I'll take you up on that, that it isn't a massive deal.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but like it does like sometimes annoy me. But I'm not
It
like
irks her in a special way,
yeah. But
in
I
a
don't
special Gemma way.
but apparently not enough to remember it. So so it's not that
I'll
big of a
take
deal.
it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Is there anything about me
I can't think of it. Like, you know, when
putting you
you're
on the
welcome. I
spot
can't think of any, like,
and then your brain?
on the spot.
But there has to be something, right?
Maybe we'll think about it later. Maybe it'll
Okay.
come to us.
Okay. Yeah, our brain has it like thinking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, next.
Okay, another thing. Admitting when I'm wrong. Like I recognize a lot when I'm wrong, but sometimes like I don't know, sometimes it's so hard for me to like apologize.
Apologizing's hard.
It is. It's so hard for me to just be like, I'm sorry, like I did this and blah blah blah, and I'll try to fix this from now on, especially to my mom. I think it's just because in my brain, like I think, oh, like I'm right, but she's never gonna think that I'm right,
Mm-hmm.
so I have to apologize. But then that's also like, but then sometimes she is right, and it's like, I don't know. That's kind of confusing, but I don't
No,
know.
I feel you.
Just sometimes admitting when I'm wrong is really hard, especially when I recognize that I'm wrong after I've been thinking that I was right for a while, and then it's like,
Mm-hmm. And I feel like with parents, or I guess knowing our parents,
yeah,
they probably think they're right most of the time.
for sure.
And then we probably feel the same way.
Yeah,
And so it's like a loss on our end when
yeah,
we're wrong.
because automatically, well, like if they're so stubborn that they're right,
Mm-hmm.
you know they're not gonna give up, especially because like my mom's like thinking is like I'm your mom,
Mm-hmm.
so I should have like that higher level of respect, so automatically like I'm right.
Tough life.
Yeah, but so sometimes like when I'm just done, I'm just like, okay, you were right, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually goes off topic, but sometimes yeah, I don't know, it's just hard for me to admit when I did something wrong. But then sometimes it's so easy for me, but maybe it just depends on the situation. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's literally my fault. Like don't worry about it. Like stuff like that. But then I guess it actually maybe not on the situation, but honestly maybe on the person. But yeah,
That was a good one.
thanks.
Good job.
Thank you. I'm glad I was able to admit that.
Slay.
Okay. Next.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I have two in mind, but I'm like, which one should I actually say? Which one's more important? Okay, I got it. A flaw I can think of right at the top of my head is that it's hard for me to trust people. Sad.
I'm just kidding.
This is something I'm largely aware of, but something that at the same time I feel like I can never do anything in the moment about. I think it's definitely something that holds me back from being able to maintain or preserve like long lasting relationships sometimes. And I feel like I really am that friend or whatever that needs a push. And I think a lot of people are afraid to shove me a little bit. And this is totally a me problem. Yeah, it's hard for me to just talk about stuff without any provoking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I feel like you've managed to form like pretty deep relationships with some of your friends though. So
Parts.
Maybe just not
With
as.
new friends, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you've been
Yeah,
making
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of those recently, so.
Oh my God, stop making me nervous like that.
What? Anyways,
Anyways, I gave her side eye.
you could have just said side eye. Anyways.
Side eye. Okay, your turn.
Sometimes I'm
Hmm.
like a pretty lazy person, which I don't know. Like that falls under like my procrastination and like everything. And it's really like bad for me. And like yes, I'm like admitting it, but like I've also at the same time like I've known about like I know like I actively know about it, but then I don't do anything about it.
I feel that.
I don't
I
know.
really feel that. I especially feel that when I'm at home.
Yes. Like at your
Like at home,
yeah,
home.
home.
Home with
Yeah.
the fam. It's
Sometimes
honestly, I wonder if that will change for you once you like go to college. Also, you get burnt out really. I mean, like
yeah.
school burns you out,
Yeah, it really does.
especially high school. Like I just ugh those hours, insane.
Girl, you had a much crazier schedule than I do right now.
No,
But yes.
but like, and it's hard to balance that with like, yo, you have your family life at home, and then you have
Mhm.
your school life, and you have to be like good at everything, and then when you take a break, it might seem like you're like lazy, but
That's true
it's
too.
not like you're doing nothing every day.
Thanks for justifying my flaw.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Maybe it is that because like when I'm at home like and my mom's like pushing me to like do all my chores and stuff like that and like I'm just like so tired, but then
Mhm.
on I guess on her point of view it's like I'm doing nothing,
Yeah.
but then really like cuz sometimes she'll tell me to do stuff and I'm like when I'm like and I'm like I'm taking a break or something and she's like well you still need to make sure you do your stuff and I'm like well, when am I supposed to take a break?
Yeah.
Like
And like still be happy in
and
life.
like still
Not
not
that
go
you shouldn't ever
crazy.
do your chores or whatever, but
No, yeah, yeah. But like sometimes I just need like more time and she wants me to do them like at that moment
mhm.
and it's hard. So I
No
guess maybe
time, no time.
yeah. But I remember ooh, I think we did talk about this in my life update. Um when I went to my trip in Sacramento,
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's probably my closest um like experience to college life, I guess. Cuz
Oh
I
yeah,
got to
being by
go
herself.
yeah, I got to go out a little more independently. I didn't work on any of my schoolwork though, so I'd have to like factor that in. But I was going like out a lot. But I did get really burnt out. But maybe it was just because I was like
Doing
constantly
everything all the
doing like
time.
everything, yeah. And I would
Yeah.
take like naps in the middle of the day, but like they would only be for like at most like an hour or something. So like,
Yeah.
and then I would always like sleep late, wake up early, and so
Yeah, college.
yeah. But if I was in college, I'd probably be like spreading things out a lot more because I did
Yeah.
only have like 3 days to do things there.
My turn.
Your turn.
This flaw is that it's difficult for me to just be myself in every scenario
Ooh.
and not feel like I have to put on a mask or I don't know, a different like persona or face
Yeah.
depending on what audience or who I'm with and whatever. But I feel like I'm getting better at it slowly and kind of just have to tell myself that the real ones will embrace me for who I am or
Facts.
help me to overcome what
Stick with
I
you
don't like.
through it.
Exactly. But I don't know, do you feel like no, you're more confident than me and I'm literally a
No, oh my gosh, because I was literally gonna agree with you on this flaw. That,
what? No.
like, sometimes it can be hard to be, like, or is it just, like, my idea of, like, being true to myself is always being the same, but maybe, um, like, maybe just around different people I have different forms of myself?
Mhm.
Or is it just, like, am I being fake
Like,
sometimes?
like
And
what's the filter? Or like,
yeah,
when does the filter come out?
yeah,
I know. I think for me, I'm like, no, like these people won't like me if I'm like this way or this certain
yeah.
way, you know? Or if I'm
And
like,
so
no, they don't really like me. They
and then I
like what
don't
I'm.
act like some type of character. But then
Yeah.
technically, I'm not being true to myself, or I'm not being genuine.
Yeah.
And after a certain amount of time, it becomes normal.
Mm-hmm.
But when you reflect back on it, it's like, that
Mm-hmm.
technically isn't. I haven't been me this whole time. But then, or
Yeah.
is it just like there's just different forms of me? I don't know.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Oh my god. I feel like for me, this is so bad. Like, I don't know why, but I've had friends for years, and I still feel like now I can't tell them this because that's so embarrassing. Maybe being yourself is the first step to being able to show who you are to others.
That's true.
I broke out into a sweat. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Those are my big three. What did I say? Three?
Big three.
Question mark.
I think I talked about three.
I mean, there's so many, but
But we don't
but
have
the
all the
main
time
ones
or the brain power to talk about all of them right now.
because it is 1 a.m.
It is, and I'm low key falling asleep. But
Wake up, Kaelyn.
I'm
Just kidding.
awake. Okay, I want to kind of talk about like really quickly like why it's so hard for us to do this and
Mhm.
why it's actually necessary to do this. It's like, okay, because obviously I'm never gonna be like like I know there's a flaw in me. Like I'm not gonna be the type of person to be like, my only flaw is that I have no flaws.
Yeah.
Like, and
Mhm.
I admitted to some of them, so like already, yeah, that's out of the picture. But it's just so hard because I feel like it's like you realizing like exactly what it is, and it's like if you don't do anything at that moment to try and change it, then it's like bad.
Yeah. Uh,
Which is kind of what I've been doing.
um, I honestly think it's so hard because sometimes it's true. Like the things that you
Mm-hmm.
notice about yourself are true, and that kind of hurts.
Yeah, the truth
Like if
hurts.
someone were to tell you it to your face, like it would kind of hurt, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you telling yourself that it should hopefully be a little bit easier.
It's like
And
taking that step because
exactly. And I think, I mean, it's like hard for you to be yourself. I mean, sorry, no. I think it's hard for you to be your best self all the time because life will just throw stuff at you and you're going to feel however
no
you
matter
feel,
what.
but you can't help it. So you might as well hashtag embrace.
Hashtag embrace it.
Why it's important, I think it makes you a more mindful person, and if you can sense the flaws in yourself before you see them in others, it'll just serve as a reminder that we're all little humans with little feelings.
Oh my gosh. You actually said that so perfectly.
Slay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And maybe it's like the first step to
Mm-hmm.
self-acceptance or whatever. And then you can move forward with your life.
Yes. What?
But
I don't know.
this will be a little reminder to me. This episode will be a reminder to me that
Yes.
I should be more open with people and I
And
don't know, just make an effort at least because YOLO, right?
yes. I would absolutely want to do this episode again, like in the future.
We'll
like,
do a check-in,
exactly, yeah. And like
updated flaws.
updated flaws and just be like, what are our new no, hopefully
Like,
there's
what
no
did
new
we,
flaws.
has anything changed?
Yeah, do we still have the same flaws? Like, what have we done to change them? Like, or have they just like disappeared? Any new flaws? Like that type of thing. I feel like it'd be so interesting, especially to just like look back on this episode and like see what we thought about ourselves, basically.
Yeah. Why was I low-key so self-deprecating? Gemma, I hope you're okay. In the
Message to your
future.
future self.
Yeah, I'm being vulnerable on the
Don't be so
internet.
hard on yourself, Gemma.
Thank you. You too, Kaelyn.
Thanks.
We're simply babies. Just kidding, no. We're kind of young adults, but for
You're
the
a
sake of
young
this
adult.
video.
I'm
Okay,
a baby.
Kaelyn. I'm just kidding.
I'm a baby.
She's just a baby.
I'm just a baby. I'm just a girl.
Yeah, I hope with this episode we were able to just reflect on who we are as women.
And
And
hopefully you learned a couple things about us. Like, we are not, obviously
yeah,
we're not
perfect. We are not perfect. We have many a flaw.
But just to like get into those little specifics about like what exactly our flaws are, like what our friends or family possibly see when it comes to us.
Oof.
I don't know. Maybe that's something to ask. I want to ask
Yeah.
cousins. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. Anyways.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Two Worlds Apart. If you have any inquiries / questions for us, you can find us at Two Worlds Apart Podcast on Instagram. Until then, we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
And good night. Oh my gosh.
And good night.